All right, we are underway. It's nice dude, a sweatshirt, an outer shirt. Oh boy, I don't know what's.
85 now. It's 79 in Mountain View. 90 in Livermore. Concord with 85. Vallejo has 73. Santa Rosa with 80. It is 70.
Woo! Looks like the heat wave broke. Broke back heat wave, man. All right, we're on our way. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're looking for pedestrians, bikers that we can knock off their bikes, causing a grave injury or death today. Looking for a break in the action. Here we go. We're going to try to swing it. If you can swing it, you can bring it. That's the whole deal as we get underway today. How you doing, Ronnie? What's up, Vern? Beautiful day. Our heat wave broke more or less. A lot going on today. The truck is gone. Working outside paint. We got the cats are going to go bye-bye tonight. Trapping USA. Every cat is trapping, humping USA. Sets a pick, takes it, drives to the basket, layup. That's it. So today we're going to tear into another oft-requested topic, which is housing today. We're going to try to put our skull caps on here. And as the great John Houseman in Paper Chase said, we come in here with a skull full of mush and we leave educated. Smith Barney earns it. I love it. You come in here with skulls full of mush and you leave thinking like a lawyer. What a guy, man. What a guy. Is Trump? We're going to get into that today. This is a very important topic. Why all of a sudden they're crushed? What's going on? What's the panic? We're going to get into that today. We got police action down here. Of course we do. We just stopped this slob from speeding. There we go. Kid looks like he's about 12 years old. He probably is behind the wheel there. Let me see your license and registration. Here's my Pokemon license. Greetings and subservience. How you doing, Doctor? We're going to tear into all of this today. As it appears that another emergency, these are getting to be kind of a regular thing, right? All these emergencies and thugs and mugs everywhere. Like Joker did. All right, stand by. Oh, the heat wave broke. The cats are gonna be in the traps tonight, baby. We can't be out too doggone long. About 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's see, we got Angus Kisses, hello, Lisa, Christian, just having tuna sandwich. Man, it was a great day today. I finished up, I'm gonna have the video. I finished up a lot of the painting that absolutely needed to be done. Let's make sure we can get out of here without getting our meat smashed here. You go right ahead, honey. Don't let me slow you down. There you go. It's like the women these days. They just want to run over you. Oh wow. 5-alarm fire, 2 buildings homeless in downtown Baltimore. Sounds like a hot time in the old town tonight. Baltimore. You have to be careful, Cheryl. That might be urban renewal. What do they laughingly call that? The Jewish lightning, right? Where did that come from? All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Tomorrow is trash day in the hood. Thursday, I'm going to go down and I want to see the boss and Janet. They invited me down for ribs today, but I was deep in the stuff with prepping for the cats and also painting today. So I think I'm going to be going down Thursday. We'll hang out and get caught up. And then another week or so, we'll be off on a very short, it's going to be a very short targeted run back and forth. Okay, well, somebody's program is all cocked up. You could have moved your motorcycle out of the streets. Wow, Okay, so somebody's whole program just got cocked over right there. The whole program is just totally cocked over. Now they're giving police $1,000 bounty on illegals. There's nothing like simple economics to get things turbocharged. Welcome to the Old West. Hey, I am in the Old West, that's right. Ding-a-ling-ding-ling-ding-ding-ding-ding. Let's hit that thumbs up. Do-do-do-do-do. Bang-a-ling-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. We've now exited my favorite month of the year. We're in September. Happy birthday to my little brother. And we're gonna get into this housing thing tonight because there's a lot of moving parts and very low interest rates during the pandemic, and well, not pre-pandemic, really have muddied the waters quite a bit here on what's going on, and a lot of people's propensity to take the next step in housing. So we have a tremendous number of cross currents here, but most people want to know, what does that mean in terms of my rent or whatever. We're gonna get into that today. Where the rubber meets the road. And my moderator, Ronnie, will tell you these are just my opinions, not intended as financial advice. Take it for what it's worth. We'll call this more philosophical financial musings, taking in a macro perspective of current statistics, rates, defaults in the collateralized mortgage market, default rates, which have now exceeded those of the financial crisis of 2008. Yet people say, well, Rosie, what the hell, you know? Bank of America is at an all-time high. I mean, the big banks aren't being bothered by what's going on. Yeah, because big banks learned their lessons the last time around, didn't they? Don't have an appetite for junk. All right, no more junk food. Let the second-tier guys suck an egg on that stuff. You want to handle it? Yeah. We're not going to suck down any more Countrywide or anything else. So you can bite my sack. Looks all clear. Beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful. 83 degrees. Just spectacular day today. Come on, go on in, honey. Or sir. He really had to have that moment, didn't he? Really had to have that moment. I have to drive for other people. You say, well, Rosie, have you ever had an accident? The last time I tapped a vehicle was in 2008, and that was lightly touched. I've been victimized by a few accidents that were others' faults. But no, I've never had a 24 carriage humdinger. And I intend to keep it that way. 50 some years of being on the roads. All right. Ooh, what was that? All right, let's get down to it here. Let's try to adjust that down for your viewing displeasure. There was somebody wrote me, it's not viewing pleasure, it's viewing displeasure with you, Rosie. Okay, I get it. Let's see here. Where you from? Ronnie, Curry, Henderson, Byrne, Ned, how are you? Where are cats going? They're going to get snipped. I saw Baltimore. Rosie, I thought of you. I said, oh my God, I got to tell Rosie, that's it. That's over. I got to tell you. Are we in the drink again tonight, Cheryl, or what are we doing? I just said my treasure. Hey, how you doing, Dan? That's correct. It must be quoting day or something. Said it's my displeasure to be with you every night, Rosie. Well, why are you here? Because I like to hear the conversation. I don't like you though. Fair enough. We don't have to be liked by everybody on planet Earth. So what's the schedule of events tonight? We've got to be back about 6:15. Cat lady is coming back again. We're going to set the traps tonight. It's going to be a very short visit. We're going to set the traps. I'm going to feed him, and probably within 5 minutes or so, the cats will be on their way with her and underway on their mission to not be fruitful and multiply going forward. So that hopefully it'll be the two little cats will be in the carrier. And then we'll have two of the big cats. My fondest hope that it's Magic and Rosie. Oh, let it be Rosie in there. One of them, the meanest and most honoriest cat of them all. Let it be that one. In there tonight. Did some more painting today. You can see I didn't get the color totally out of my nails. I tried, but I can't scrub that hard with my hand, and still recovering. Thursday, I'd like to go down and see the boss and Janet, treat them to some lunch, get caught up with them. It's nice if we can kind of see each other once a month or so and just get caught up on what's going on. Evidently, the boss is a member of a gym now, which kind of surprised me, but good for him. Make sure you're on all messages and not top messages here today. What are you? Okay, Spooky, Rowan. SSID is I don't know what this guy's babbling about. Oh man. Anyway, I saw your coach coaching last night. I thought of you. Bill Belichick doesn't have the material to work with there, and he's got a very deficient team in North Carolina. Sorry, not sorry. TCU is pretty much built itself into a football powerhouse the last few years, so it's just the way it is. How you doing, Alan? We're going to start tearing into housing in a little bit. Let's let the stream populate a little bit here, because it's a topic that also gets requested to talk about a lot. We want to touch on that tonight. What does it mean for people that are struggling with housing now? Why is the president preparing to declare a housing emergency all of a sudden, when a lot of people would say, hey, you know what, the emergency should have been declared in 2022, 2023. We're talking about what the future holds, taking into account rates of deportation. We've had about 100,000 people. But you have to remember, at the height of the Biden administration's open border policies, we had 300,000 people per month streaming across the border here. So we haven't really made a dent in clawing that back. It's a long-term project. Trump wasn't president and he has had a full plate. Yeah, I'm just saying we're going to get into the reasons why he feels incumbent to I think, if I was going to be totally honest, Dr. Frankenstein, I would declare an interest rate emergency. That's what I would be declaring, because everything keys off of the rate that you have to pay to have money. Money is a commodity like anything else, and when it starts to get tight and there's not a lot of it around, well, it starts to get rationed a bit. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now, despite the best efforts of the administration to keep things in check. So there's a lot of counter forces here. Hello, Mystery. How are you? What does that mean now? What does what mean, Mr. Good Citizen? Democrats are voting. Oh, forces. Well, you have to look at things from a Democrat perspective. These have been super radical changes in the way that business is done in America. We already talked about the theory of getting people across the border, getting them onto government programs, getting them used to government services that they don't get in their own country. So we kind of subverted the whole thing of what immigration is all about. It's supposed to be a slow and careful process where you learn the values and the culture of the country that you wish to go to. You don't just stampede to that country because suddenly the border's open and here we go. There's no cultural affinity for it. There's no rationale that's based in the freedoms of America and things like that. It's based on what's being handed out, what's in it for me, and what's in it for other family members, which means it's perfectly natural. It's normal human nature. If somebody's going to extend the treats, you're going to take those. You're going to take those treats out. I remember those mortgage rates too. The usual thing. How long have been Trump's crocus friend? What's up, Prophet of Doom? 276,000 housing units is peanuts. With the Fed rate is 4, but the damn credit card is going to want to charge. Sound like a greed problem. Then we're going to try to secure their. Well, that was one of the reasons behind opening the borders, was you know, we can get these people in, we can get their kids vaccinated, we can get health care for grandma, food, housing, we get them involved and intertwined with the government, and the assumption was that they would vote blue within the big cities and things like that. But a lot of these people were very rural in nature, and they dispersed out to the other places that they thought that there was opportunity. So some measure of that didn't quite work out, but now we're left with the consequences of dealing with all these millions upon millions of people and what to do with them now. My own thought was, if you're here, you're here. We close the door now, and we're going to try to, we'll weed out the bad actors, and but we're going to let people stay and move on with their lives, and welcome to America and all that is enjoyed the pain. Thank you, Ma Rich. I have another one coming up tomorrow, or I think it'll be coming up Thursday on that when I'm down visiting the boss and Jen. So that was not a bad plan to throw the borders open, because as I said before, there was a lot of movement, a lot of people with money moved out of big city areas. Baltimore, Chicago's, Philadelphia's, New York, LA, San Francisco. And a lot of that was a pushback against crime, a pushback against taxation, a pushback against the differences in the way, just the growing cultural differences in cities. And that resulted in states like Texas growing dramatically and Florida increasing in representation, and the threats of seats being reduced, because you only get a congressional seat based on so much population. And if that population declines, you're at risk of losing a seat. Berkshire Hathaway owns a monopoly. They're the Tour Law Living Railroad. Well, they don't own a monopoly of houses. There's tens of millions of houses. Private equity corporations own less than 5% of the housing stock in America. Especially people always like, oh, the boogeyman of private. And no side's really, they're both shit. But yeah, exactly. They're both crappy. You know, they both have, both sides has issues. Hence, I'm an independent. I'm not one side or the other. But I do recognize, having studied politics and have my degree in political science and a degree in philosophy, I do recognize political intent. I do recognize long-term strategic political planning. So if somebody during that era, 2020 to 2020 to 2024, had the idea that it would be good to just leave the borders, let anybody come over that wanted to come over. Yeah, we're going to say goodbye to Rowan. We don't know who in the hell. We'll put you in timeout for 24 hours, Rowan. There you go. Because, dude, you don't even make sense in what we're talking about. Right. All right, there we go. Sorry, Ronnie. I took care of a little bit of business today. There we go. Got to get rid of the psycho babblers here. All right. You'll be welcome back in 24 hours, Rowan. Yeah, the ship is sinking. You can't do anything about it. What you get met with is silence. Nobody can rationally explain why the borders were thrown open. You just have this deafening silence of. I appreciate the few people out there that say, "Hey, it's kind of a human rights thing." You know, people are in pursuit of a better life, and I can understand some of that. But if it's rooted in politics and political power, then it just becomes like everything else. And I never knew how you justify open borders against people that have waited for years to become United States citizens, and studied and took citizenship steps and believed in coming to this country for the opportunity. And you don't see the Asians out there, refusing to integrate in things. You look at places like Orange County and the Vietnamese that came in my time, the Vietnamese boat lifts and repatriates. They had great success in Orange County and are very significant figures in wealth and real estate and things like that down there because they chose to integrate themselves into the system. When I go, the U.S. gives me all kinds of problems to come back into my own country. Especially because you might be carrying a bomb, Chuck. I don't know. I had a problem both times in and out of Canada. I had a long go round to get in and out both ways. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day here. It is 84 degrees and lovely. This time yesterday was 97 degrees. Hey, I get it, but if you can't weed out bad actors coming across the border, then it becomes dangerous to your country. When you start to have Venezuelan gang people start to set up operations and begin to terrorize people and run protection networks and start trafficking people, then it becomes a little bit of a problematic. Then it becomes a little harder to remove a tick once it gets on you than to just flick it off before it gets its fangs into you. And that's the problem with that, is there just wasn't, even Chinese started showing up, streaming across the border and all that stuff. And I thought that was super weird. But like I said, you'll hear silence on that as if that was a positive thing for the country. And in actual fact, it was disastrous. Which is going to tie it into housing, because a lot of the pressure that was felt here was sudden bulges of people. 3 million people. It's a city larger than what? It's larger than San Jose coming in and trying to be settled every month. What do you do with these people? Well, you start handing out housing vouchers. And you start putting people in hotels, and you start feeding them, and you start taking care of them, and then it's your responsibility. And everything was all cool at the upper level until, I don't know whether it was the governor of Texas or somebody had the idea, hey, if you think it's so great to welcome all these people in, guess what we're going to do? We're going to share the wealth. We're going to start putting these people in buses, and we're going to start sending them up to places like New York and Chicago and Denver. Since you're all open arms and happy about them, you can take them in and take care of them. That, my friends, Eric Adams, Chicago and down, that was the beginning of the end right there. That's the beginning of the end. Right there. Never mind, we didn't pay taxes for that. How you doing, Catherine? Nice fence. How do we live on that? Then it became, all of a sudden it became a, what did Eric Adams call it? A national calamity. All of a sudden. When they started putting them up into the hotels in New York City and driving up the cost, because the few people that were still coming in on tours at that particular time were finding it more difficult to get hotels and all that. Guys work like dogs. That's good. I work like a dog today too. Yeah, it's kind of human trafficking by definition to move people around like that. That's correct. And especially if it's motivated in political purposes, then it's unforgivable. then it really is something that's very terrible for to have to root these people out and then send them back. I know in this particular place, and I'll take Santa Rosa as an example, we had a sudden rush to build new schools, to build a totally new high school in 1999, 2000, brand spanking new high school. Middle schools, elementary schools, all this stuff, because we had this huge bulge of undocumented people that had gradually seeped in over that particular period of time. Gradually. What's going on? What's going on, Epstein? How you doing? Now I can tell you, for the first time, and I've been in this county for 27 years. Just past 27 years. In August of '98, I moved to Sonoma County. Lived in Petaluma first, and then in Santa Rosa. This is the first year in all of those 27 years that you wouldn't even know that school is in session right now. That's how reduced the ranks are of children in school right now. That they had to close 3 middle schools, and they didn't have the stones to do what really needed to be done, and close the worst high school in the county, because that would have been culturally hurtful to people, as if the preservation of culture is superior to education. In other words, I don't care if your kid is a dummy, but because he can hang out, she can hang out and slap skin and enjoy culture all day, this is a much more important thing in the world than being competitive. In the future, so they had like 3 sessions at the Board of Education here, back for the first session. Okay, we're going to study it, we're going to kick it back the next session. We'll see it next month, we'll revisit. No, the second session comes late in the night, we're still cranking 11 p.m. No. You know, the heart-rending speeches come out. This is a place where people meet and socialize, and it's important to have the culture and the arts. Not one time in that whole discussions, and they're all on tape, you can all watch them, all 3 times. Not one time in those 3 sessions did anybody ever talk about academics. Nobody ever mentioned how poorly 2 out of 10 rate in school. How poorly did 30% of the students were not even measurable in terms of language skills, and math was so woeful, but there was no worry about that. There was no worry about that. There you go. Academic. Yeah, the academics is the word that shall not be spoken. Exactly. It's like, and teaching is very near and dear to my heart, Limo. And the day I woke up and saw New Jersey had passed a law that you don't have to be proficient in what you teach as a teacher. In other words, we can't even tell, we don't even know, we're not even allowed anymore to see if the teacher even knows what the teacher's doing. And this is of zero concern to people that are all hep up about immigration and things like that, as if they're doing these kids a favor by allowing them to not integrate into the nation. Yeah, I think that's probably true of poorly educated electors, easily controlled and bought off with trinkets. That really opened my eyes to what ails particularly the area around here is that we will sacrifice our kids for the sake of something called cultural values. And meanwhile, you have kids that are in China, Korea, Japan, that are literally throwing themselves off of 40-story buildings because of the competitive pressure for national testing and seats in universities. And the kids are doing calculus in 10th grade, 11th grade, and it's such a world of difference. And to think that we are actually going to be able to be competitive in the future is just beyond belief to me. Not aware of Owens is sad because we do know the attracted decently to teach anything. Yeah, because of respect in the classroom, right? Who would want to be a teacher these days? They've had pay increases. You work 9 months of the year, pay goes up, every year I was ever an adult, all I ever had was teachers, firefighters, and police. Well, now the police are making $100,000 a year. CHP retiring with $250,000 a year pensions. Nobody really complained anymore about it. What they complained about was they've lost control of the classroom. They absolutely, positively lost control of the classroom. And I saw it myself, that in working in special education, the kids were just dumped into special ed because they were behavioral. They were behavioral problems. If you get sued, that's right. And there were a lot of high schools teaching cat. We quit on that. I couldn't believe. I had curriculum books from the 1950s in mathematics that were general mathematics that were mind-blowing. And the classes that they could teach radio theory and electronics. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about real electricity theory and stuff like that. It was shocking to me how much the standards have dropped in this nation, and now we have it. I don't know. I never was in a class in high school with less than 45 people at my high school. But you could have heard a pin drop, and that was a public high school in Baltimore. Because everybody knew why they were there. And every kid that was there, their parents were behind those teachers and that administration 100%. You goofed off, yeah, you paid a pretty heavy price. How you doing? How you doing, Gary? A big city school, our classes were enormous, absolutely enormous in size, because we were at the very peak of the population bulge at that time. Gigantic classes, kids everywhere. I look around this town now, I can't even tell that school is in session. For the first time in 27 years. I'd get out in the morning, do morning errands and stuff. Kids would be standing on the street waiting for the bus. I'd maybe see 2 kids on the whole street. My union is the second biggest Teamsters in order to be able to express information that students will absorb. Well, I don't want to make it all about students, but now we've reached a point, and this ties into housing, where we want to radically change our country. And in the scope of our history of America, what happens in 6 months is radical. It's really radical. Hey, Naomi. I mean, the changes that are underway in the last 6 months are unprecedented in that, except maybe in time of war. The things that have been attempted and the things that are being done. Now, these have dramatic impacts on what's going on right now and what's occurring in our nation. For one thing, we're closing schools here now. Okay, we can have another time a whole discussion about population decline and People choose to put it on economics. I choose to put it on priorities in life and things, and that's the big radical change that occurred. Is living life up to the handle yourself. Which, hey, nobody has a right. You know, you live your life the way you want, and that's fine. But we had a lot more concern for the future and future generations than now. It seems to be our focus is all about us now and living the way we want, and that's fine. But let's not get sidetracked here. We closed down 3 middle schools. I think we closed down 1 elementary school here, and we should have closed down that one high school here. All those places, especially the high school, got built with public bonds, right, that are now attached to people's property taxes. Just like Sonoma State University. Yeah, we want to build more dorms. We want to have more courses. We want to raise $100 million through a tax offering, a tax bond. It'll go for 20 years and then it'll disappear from your taxes. Well, shit. Sonoma State gets in such dire financial trouble due to a lack of students that they go ahead and cut the whole athletic program, the whole thing. They cut like 6 or 7 majors. Just cut them. Just cut them. Now, the state stepped in on an emergency basis with a little bit, yes, the number and the implications for our society are severe. Severe. You love to see, athletic programs are very important. They raise a lot of money, particularly for Division I schools. The coach of Alabama makes $10 million a year. But arguably, they're going to fill up the stadium. They're going to sell their merch, their TV rights. Yeah, he's a good investment. But I don't want to get into that right now, because I'm just trying to stay focused on this housing deal. Now you have the deportation really hasn't hit up here yet, because the plan is to stay out of the Central Valley, stay out of the central part of California while the harvest is going on. Don't interfere with farming and agricultural operations. Although people are still very leery. You saw back in June they raided some, I don't know what the hell it was, a pot farm or something, and people were fleeing all over the place, and a guy jumped off a greenhouse and all this crazy shit. It was a really, really bad optic. Really bad optic. So they drew a line across the state of California and said, we're gonna run our activities Bakersfield south, down here. And that's where they've been focusing. But with the immigration roundup that's going on slowly but surely, coupled with the natural decline of LA's economy, with the entertainment industry so diffuse now, and a lot of people don't think that they want to live within the city anymore. I get too many. Yeah, it's a lot of people. So a lot of the schools here were funded on the basis of more immigration, but not legal immigration. They were built on the prospect of more and more students coming across the border that weren't in the system, and we will welcome them into the state of California. We'll get them educated, we'll get their shots, we'll get them started on the programs, the food, the lunches, the whole shebang. And kids shouldn't have to suffer for decisions that adults make, and that's for damn sure. But now, as things are receding and people are starting to pull away here, we're starting to see that schools, what they were really built on here. And there's just not, you take away the Latin element here, and you have a much smaller, especially out here in California, we have a much smaller population here. That forced them to have more Commonwealth, so everyone had access. So now we have a double-edged problem. We have buildings that are vacant now and are now subject to being vandalized and fire set and things like that, because a lot of young people can't control themselves anymore, and it's fun to light shit on fire. So they all have to be maintained, the grounds and everything, and everybody's got to pay on the bonds. For the high school that was built with a hell of a lot of money, that is probably 1 year from the doors being shut because there's not enough students to really support it. Anyway, these are the hard decisions that are being done, or the hard choices that people have avoided for a long time here. Now, as far as housing is concerned, there are a lot of people that were able to get low interest mortgages. The whole period from the time I got out of college in 1980 until 2002, the trend of interest rates was down. Till it finally reached 3% mortgages, 2020, 2021. Those people are really locked in. Right? So what about the mobility of people that own those kind of homes? When they think about job prospects now, and the boss comes to them and says, you know what, there's a good opportunity. Let's say carry class, for instance, an experienced engineer. 3M is building all these new plants and facilities in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Carry class lives in California, and they tell him, look, man, we want you to relocate. We want you to come home and live here. We're going to give you a nice salary, $120,000 a year. Be a mechanical engineer, a production engineer for us. Welcome home. Carry class thinks to himself, I have a home that's worth I bought a home for $500,000, and it has a 3% mortgage on it. If I go to Minneapolis, I can buy a nice house for a little less, but there ain't no way I'm getting a 3% mortgage. I'm going to be looking at a 7%, possibly 8% mortgage, depending on my credit score and all that. This was 2002. I know two people personally that got 3% mortgages. Personally know them, friends of mine. Yeah, 3%. It's going to be very hard for people. In other words, that's going to be a real limiting factor in mobility. It's also going to be a limiting factor when you lose the ability to continue paying on your home, because maybe you're white collar and you get laid off. And Friday will be a little more revealing about employment and things like that coming up. It's a lot of people coming up are going to be having to get out of those because maybe they've lost their high-tech jobs and high-paying homes, high-value homes, and now they have to leave the area and go other places. They're really going to get hit with the whammy of rent is really high and house prices are really high. So can that sustain? The answer is no. It cannot sustain. Knocked up to stay in the Israel and Jews not making all that they do on our country. Well, it's a free country, Trev dog. How you doing, Ro? Whose numbers? The the July employment, August employment report will be published on Friday. You take the declining population of people in this nation, and we're below replacement now. They had a big article about India now is at 1.9. They hit the panic button for the first time. You're thinking to myself, Rosie, you got to be out of your mind. There's like 1.5 billion people in India. Yeah, they're there now. Because they used to have a three for two. Families would have 3 kids. Now they're down to 1.9 kids there. They're panicking. Absolutely panicking over there right now. The administration here is panicking. We can't come out and say, maybe some people said have more kids or whatever, but we're far past that generationally. We're beyond thinking about that. By and large, our society's locked into the here and now and what we want, and not so much about what the future is. And we're not a society given to sacrifice anymore. For the most part, it's the path of least resistance that gets the job done. There's a lot of homes here that are going to be very difficult for people to afford them at their current values. They would have to be really, really, really lucky to have a good job that pays $150,000 a year, and the wife would have to be working too, or the husband. Let's say the wife makes $150,000 a year. She can't do it alone after taxes. So not the husband, but the partner, excuse me, is in there too, or else it's not tenable anymore. We have had full employment here. Now we have AI. Salesforce today came out. Major company. 40% of their support is now AI. 40% of their support is now done through AI. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So what does it look like for housing coming up? So the question is, why is the president going to announce some housing emergency here? Well, there's one big factor that keeps him up at night. A huge factor that keeps him up at night. And it's the factor that reared its head again. It's the factor that's been rearing its head in England and France. It's higher interest rates. Italy, higher interest rates. Japan, all over. Highest rates in the last, since whatever. President knows as the interest rates go up, the ability of people to afford a home is very negatively impacted. It's very negatively impacted. You could swing a house 5%, 6%, 7% mortgage, but you start getting up to 8%, 9% mortgage, and you run that 30 years on a $500,000 house, and the numbers just don't make sense. The numbers do not make sense. So the president's looking at that and thinking to himself, what we got to build here is low-income housing. I thought, well, it's the new deal. It's the new deal coming now. Yeah, 500,000 is a dump here. Yeah, and that shows you how out of whack things are. Okay, and it's only because so much money was created, pulled out of our butts here with an overstimulated economy. We're not going to be able to overstimulate much more. all that back then, there was nothing. Yeah, they went cheap. There was 17% mortgages. Somehow we still managed to function, which should make you think, how could a nation from the time of Carter, when interest rates started taking off because of Vietnam and all the bullshit at home, inflation, too much money chasing too few goods. You think about the way that interest rates went up then. How in the hell did people swing it? Why didn't we just totally collapse? Well, I know we had a brutal recession in 80, 81. I remember, because I remember the Tax Act, Recovery Act of 1981, because I was in graduate school when that passed. The point is, could you imagine what would happen to our society today with 17, 18% mortgage rates? I mean, are you kidding me? This country, we have been conditioned as, I've said this before, we've been conditioned as hothouse orchids now. That we're all good as long as it's cozy here in the greenhouse, but man, if somebody leaves the windows open at night, we're all dead. This country, housing, cars, credit, cruises, equity market, stocks, was built on cheap money. Take away the cheap money and the whole thing reverses and starts to decline. Interest is also known as usury. It might be usury. Yeah, let's hit that thumbs up button. But even the parable of the talent says, when Jesus told the parable of the servants, he was going to go away on a trip. He gave one servant 5 talents, 1, 2, 3, and 1. And he said, came back, and the one's like, oh, I turned it into 10. I'm a superstar. The other one, oh, I turned it into 4. Yeah, you're good. The other one's like, I buried it in the ground. I was afraid, right? What did the master say? You could have at least put it in the bank and gotten interest on it. So I think interest is okay. What's up, Miracle? How you doing, Aquarius? So yeah, please hit the thumbs up button if you have not done so. At least the houses were cheaper then, but still interest rate. It's all relative, Chuck. We didn't think of houses as cheap when you had to put that money in. When you had to put that money up. You know, everything is always relative in time. It's like, we could say, well, shit, you were lucky because you could buy a Model T for $1,400 in 1918. Well, that was, you know, when the average person is making about $1 a day, yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Everything is relative. And I've said before, the reason why shit is expensive today is because you have overstimulated this economy since the year 2000. The last time we had a budget balanced in the federal government was 2000. Which means for 25 years, this government has consistently spent more than it's taken in. To the point now where it's $2 trillion of difference. Take in 3, spend 5. That $2 trillion of spending power wasn't earned through normal economic activity, then taxed, available for savings and spending. That was pulled out of thin air. That was created through borrowing. Buy now, pay later. You don't think that this has had a dramatic effect on artificially overexpanding an economy for decades in a total bastardized Keynesian economics way? Of course it is. You're paying more because you're competing with the government for everything. They don't have to balance their books. They don't have to worry about the check they write. You got to worry about the check you write. The money's got to be there. Hey, Angelo, how are you? Bill's bumps won't keep up. Will be worth 30 million. Yeah, another one that hates. They don't have to earn the money, so they don't give a shit how they spend it. That's right. They don't earn it. But it's even worse than that, Trev. Worse than that, that overstimulates the economy. It overbuilds the housing sector. It overexpands the agricultural sector of the nation. It overexpands the luxury sector of our economy. It overexpands Las Vegas. It overexpands everything that you can put your finger on. It leads to radical overconsumption, not just for a year, but for decades. Decades. Now, what happens when that game ends? And you can't borrow easily that marginal dollar really cheaply, right? When you start setting about printing it or creating it, you make the problem worse because you can't back it out and stop now. Or you have an economy that's like the Titan sub all of a sudden. Remember the Titan? We're going down, we're going to look at the Titanic, right? And then boom. This economy radically shrinks in size, radically. To where it shrinks back to where the productive capacity of America would have had it to begin with. Why do you think we didn't have to have anybody in factories producing anything? What's the point? They don't run this gig over in China and places as that. It's a cash and carry society. We don't have it, we don't spend it. Yeah, 40 trillion. So I'm saying this is how you have to properly think about things. Well, I used to sell them all day long, quarter 20 by 2. Stainless. Even today, they would maybe be $80 for 100. But the point is, what do they care? What does it matter to the government if the contractor comes to them? Pulte Homes, the president calls Pulte Homes or Ryland Homes. Says Kaufman and Broad, I want you guys to build housing. Well, it's going to be costly, Mr. President. Look, I don't care about the cost of the materials, whatever. Here's your contract, go build them. Imagine if the real economy had to produce that housing. You would not have the expansion of single-parent homes that we have today. You would have people of economic necessity that were forced to be together or to contemplate their existence with others more thoughtfully. There's a million things that spring out of a government that just has not been able to restrain itself, and some of the states too, California, for over 2 decades. 2.5 decades, have spent much more every year than they've taken in. The problem the president's running into now is what we're spending money on now is something that we're not getting anything out of. Interest on the debt. That's what's freaking out. That's what's freaking out the president is. We're pouring money in here, and it doesn't matter how much tariffs are. If tariffs raise $300 billion a year, so what? It's peanuts against a $2 trillion deficit. It's peanuts against debt that's just debt itself that's going up $600 billion. It's peanuts. I cannot tell you how many young women I see buying 300, 400 with the money that they make while living with parents. A lot of it is the money they make, and you end up with all them. And they were giving them houses away. Yeah, I don't know about. Yeah, please make sure to take a second and tap the like button. These are hard truths. A lot of people hate to hear it in here. They hate to hear the theory. But they know it makes a hell of a lot of sense when they look around the world around them. So it's all part of this Marxian idea, the destruction of family, all these things that undermine a society and start to look at people as just cogs in the machine and no longer as human beings, but just inputs in the capital process. All because we can't spend within our means, because the demands of the people are so high now. You think about my Titan theory now. As long as you keep puffing up the balloon, it's all good. As long as you can keep borrowing money and there's no pushback in interest rates don't rise, you're good. But the second they start to rise, and they went up from 0.3% in 2020 to 5%, smashed people in the bond market. The first wave just obliterated anybody that bought bonds in the last 15 years as a loss at that time. Just obliterated. That's just the first level. Yeah, I'm not sure about the perfume. Hey, Lurker. That's good. Alan's like, I do appreciate a woman that takes care of herself. Cash cows work for the man. Exactly. Exactly. You know, so the concept of, hey, be more. So the concept was, you know, that this is the way it has to be. We're now competing with the government, so sorry, honey, you got to get into the workforce. The governor of Florida tipped the next hand. He tipped the next domino over. Well, maybe we should let young people have an appreciation for work, what work is. Maybe we should start sending them into the fields to do the agricultural work. I mean, wow, I thought, wow, here we are. Okay, it's 1901 again. Let's send the kid into the clothing factory where the loom's running. Hey kid, all the threads are tangled up under the machine. Crawl under there and get that shit fixed up. Oh, and don't let the arms of this, don't let it bust your fingers off. Well, the parents might, you know, it might be economics, Lurker. Simple economics that drives into that. We have an overexpanded agricultural sector because we have an unnaturally overexpanded society of unproductive people. Yeah, well, thank goodness, Ronnie, we are. Because the government took care of it. So this is important that we see about housing here. So this is why the president is so worried about interest rates, and he keeps banging the drum on interest rates. It doesn't matter how much housing you build if people can't afford it. Well, maybe you subsidize interest rates or something like that. I don't know. But I think there's going to be a lot of housing stock available like it was in the 1930s. There's going to be a lot of people that walk away from their homes. AI is going to take a lot of people out that are making big money right now. Mortgage originations, accounting, consulting work, support jobs, engineering jobs. And we've seen the dramatic growth in layoffs of white collar job, which is that's the upper class of America these days. I just can't tell 12 to 2000. Yeah, that's terrible. Did you know if you have duel with Israel, they give you I have no idea. I don't, I guess if I was Jewish, I might know a little bit more about it, but I don't. Well, you got to think about this, Robert. Where are the jobs being created today? Healthcare. Is healthcare a positive for society? Does it produce anything? Or is it dependent on the wealth that's created in a nation to have healthcare? Healthcare is considered in this nation a cost of being in the country, right? But it's not productive. It's not productive in the same sense that gambling is not productive. Since they introduced sports betting online, $250 billion has been the net loss of people to just sports books. Since it was legalized in 2017, $250 billion up in smoke. Is gambling a positive for society? No, it's a vampire on society. Just like drugs. It used to be we kept kids away from stuff like gambling, drugs, cigarettes. Some places still do. Utah and Hawaii, no gambling. The government used to do a lot of things to build water and electric now, but you can't fix that because they have to pay pensions now. They have to cover off big fat pensions now. They can't pay that shit anymore. And they wonder why people get pissed off because they're paying so much of a load for people that have retired with juicy pensions and other things in government. Except Shemay. ADU regulation, I haven't really thought too much about that. Well, healthcare it costs. It's a costly thing. It costs money in society. It doesn't produce anything. Just like education. What value is education? Its value is in having people better equipped to face the future. But it depends on society generating enough wealth that it can afford to send people to college. Those were the two biggest growth industries. And also travel and leisure. Well, what is travel and leisure? It's optional. There was no travel and leisure in the 1900s. The countries that own our debt are prospering like it. Yeah, because they're productive. They produce. They have our debt because they sold shit that we wanted to buy here. All the people that ran out and bought all that crap from Temu and Shine and all that crap. Nobody held a gun to their head. No athletics, that just isn't true. Yeah, there's not a lot of, yeah, it's who would want to go into medicine these days with an aging population? It's a recipe for disaster. Where we're not growing is manufacturing. We just shrunk for the 6th month in a row, was reported this morning on manufacturing. You know why? Because people like John Deere, companies like John Deere, they're laying off much quicker than people can think about building new factories to produce stuff. Samsung has that big chip factory that they opened in South Carolina. It's already obsolete. Whatever they wanted to produce is already obsolete. Hey, Monica, how are you? We still have GDP keeping us up. How much of that GDP is real? How much is real? In other words, how much is natural GDP? How much of the world's GDP is natural and how much is artificial? Think about that. And think of how many people got rich off of that crazy overspending. No one would come back and all this crazy. Well, there's a lot of problems can't be fixed. No, a lot of problems are self-inflicted in our society by the way people live and their lifestyle choices. And now we have, less booze, but more drugs in society. More people need to take an antidepressant just to let their feet hit the ground in the morning. It's a bad brew. We produce stuff the rest of the world. Like what? They don't need our agriculture anymore. Hey, WW. Well, that hyper concentration of wealth was not by design. It was by meeting the needs of people, the perceived needs. Amazon. People want a broad place to shop, convenient at home. Amanda Hug and Kiss goes on Amazon, boom. Next day, there it is. I don't like it, I send it back. I'm a Prime, I can send back whatever the hell I want. I don't feel like cooking tonight. Yeah, I'm just going to Uber Eats. Let me see what's out there. Doctor don't suggest. They did suggest diet. How well did that work? How well did it tell people to get healthy? Give me a second. I'm going to put these in the. What time is? I'm going to put these in the mailbox. Hold on a minute. there we go. You don't hear anybody talking about a balanced budget anymore. That would be the worst thing that ever happened to this nation. Hey, Callie Mo. Thank you, Robert. I'm doing chores. I appreciate that. The tool there sharpening, you work in a factory. Well, it won't be the first time I ever worked in a factory. I can tell you that. Thank you, Western Electric. I really it's already done, and we're just what? Well, you are. Why do I say that, Trev? For one very simple reason. Whenever enough of people, I wouldn't even say a majority, whenever enough, well, let's back up. Something I said the other day. Civilization has always been built on the premise that people will police themselves, i.e. that people will be moral. And when that's gone, there goes civilization. That's it. There's not enough cops on planet Earth. There's not enough effective police force on planet Earth to cope with a society that goes mad and goes off the rail with just uncontrolled desires. That's it. Well, the farmers are already in a depression right now. You can't survive on $6 a bushel wheat, $11, $12 soybeans. You can't make it on that. Yeah, we've lost our way. Yeah, we were built, but what happens, WW, when the laws are ignored, especially the natural law? Amazon is no better than yeah, 2 crops. If you don't have the education of the young in virtues and principles of ethics and morality, is the delicate handing of civilization from one generation to the next. Once that's broken, it's irretrievable. And we chose to sever that link by our own choice. Go down, but input prices go up. It's weird, isn't it? Look at all the one giant ghetto. Yeah. Because they're creating real wealth in Asia. That's the difference. How you doing, Tara? That's why cities like Chongqing, which you know is Chongqing, 20 million people are so futuristic looking that it's the only place they want to shoot movies these days. They don't have to worry about people tearing down, running through malls, stealing shit, smashing out windows of cars, knocking Granny off the platform waiting for the train just for sports, dine and dash. But that's built on a totalitarian regime, just like North Korea. You violate the rules, yeah, it's going to be physical pain. We didn't have that in the West. To have a free and just civilization depended on people policing themselves. Once that's gone, it's very easy to drop into totalitarianism. Because people were like animals at that point, plain and simple. That's it. I run my whatever. time those shoe stores get looted, not a single pair of work at. I don't know. That's good. But they'll tell you the looters are just misunderstood. They're just they're good people that just had a bad day. There'll always be this fringe that wants to make an excuse for it and blame society. Yeah, they had a bad, that's what I'm saying. They've had a bad day for 26 years, exactly. That's why this nation will not sustain. Because as more people slip through the economic cracks, they will perceive it's a very easy thing to just take. And then other people see it. Why not? That looks like fun. Let's go wilding. Yes, of course it is, WW. How many people, when's the last time somebody stole because they were hungry in this nation? 1937? I haven't seen anybody starving in the last, my lifetime. Well, you did enough in the military, Alan. You went above and beyond with your service. You're to be commended. I don't think so, WW. You steal your this is a greenhouse paint. No. Oh, shit. They will give you a food stamp card every month. Most people then sell. Well, I don't know what people do with it. I'm not privy to that. Parts of the pine tree are edible. Yeah, Yul Gibbons eating a pine tree. I remember those. I remember that on TV. I sure do. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. Well, government's got you on the hamster wheel. They got you spinning around on that wheel. Mathematics is racist. Of course it is. What was I thinking? Shit, my bad. They're gonna do what they gotta do to survive human. That's right. You devolve into an animal existence. That's correct. There's no longer a principle to be upheld. You slip into barbarism. First, it's intellectual. We're passing through that period right now. That's dominated by university professors and psychologists and people like that. Next, we pass into the physical phase. I'm going to attack you. Well, the good news, Alan, I don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime, but there'll be a lot of pent-up rage against boomers. People the young perceived have sucked the juice out of the lemon. They'll be at Amanda Hug and Kiss's gated community with pitchforks and tar torches. Oh, would you all like a glass of lemonade? Gracious. I guess there really are barbarians besides on the Rancho. Gracious. Ooh, gracious. Miss Hug and Kiss, they're here for you. Who's here for me? My tailor's here to fit me up for my new... Oh, wonderful. No, I don't think they're here to... you better come down and have a lot. Yeah, I've got steel plates welded around my dozer. That's it. For Soylent Green. Arabic part is buying everyone's food stamps for 50 cents on the dollar. I don't know. I know that drugs are a very demanding master to serve. I didn't ignore you. I already answered you. You missed it. I'm just seeing what's going on around this joint. Well, the good thing about you, WW, is you're self-congratulatory. You're your own rooting section, your own cheering section. You're like the Joker. You should carry around that little box. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, then I will be be snapping before too long. What's going on, Shimei? Yeah, WW. The hamster wheel. I don't know what those people are looking at. Today is my 32 years. How about that, man? Isn't that amazing, Shimei? 32 years of service. Wow, and you're still getting more education. Congratulations, 32 years. That's very commendable. "32 years. Give a hoot, don't pollute. She loves to give me a hard time. There's a guy actually driving his girlfriend. Listen to that power steering pump. Yeah, we got the cat trapper be coming in. All Stanley thermos tumblers. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know. Something about the Stanley. I guess there's so many knockoffs. Yeah, I never saw people walking around with water bottles. I mean, it's something the last 3 years. It's really wild. Everybody's sucking down the microplastics. You know about the cancel culture way before it actually happens. Well, WW, that's symptomatic of a society that wants to rewrite the rules of what it's all about. And it becomes a humorless society. Because literally there's nothing to laugh about anymore. It's all this unnatural body obsession that occurred. The gym culture, all that flexing, nutrition. A lot of water really does a lot of more bigger health than people believe. we still got time. Oh, man, desiccated lumps. Feels good. The breeze is blowing. You shouldn't eat right and take care of your body. You only have to. You used to drink a glass of water. I know I still do. Yeah, but I don't carry around a water bottle all the time. Or thermoses, I don't know. Hey man, if you want to do it, do it. Eat celery. A liberal art is not bad, at least it was. That's what I had. I wouldn't have been able to write what I wrote without a liberal arts background. That's the real weakness of the Oriental system of education. Is the lack of understanding of the value of a liberal arts education. It's like we want to cut right to the good stuff. Well, from the 60s. Yeah, you need to know a little bit about a lot of different things. You have to be able to make connections. What is the article or sentence? I don't know, GTB, it don't make sense. Yeah, make the connections. Oh, shit. Gotta make the connections, all right. Yeah, you're going to have a orthopedic disease as younger people get older and they're down on the phone constantly. It's going to be some hump develops in the neck. Anyone has any? Conjunction junction, what's your function? Conjunction junction, what's your function? see what's going on today. Looks like a few parking spots. Well, they surveyed elementary school kids. The number one thing people want to be now is a social media influencer. Look at this light, 2 cars. Get 1 car through. No, I'm not a social media influencer. Far from it. I couldn't stomach representing products and all that crap. Not my kind of thing. You have to be very mercantile for that stuff. I just never cared about money that much. It's Glasgow Dave. There's a driverless car. I got it all figured out by not having it figured out. I don't waste my time dwelling on it. Yeah, they want to send me all that crap from overseas. Then they get offended when you say no. No one ever said no. You're supposed to want everything for free. What's wrong with Glasgow Dave? From Scotland. What's wrong with Dave? Dave's one of our regular mates here. Ooh. Wow. Gosh, Dave isn't even around that much. All right, take care, Chuck. Thanks for coming in. Gosh, Dave's one of our blokes here. You're not going to find him at the library. Yeah, at the library. Let's attack an armored car. Have a big shootout. You got the dingleberry, you got the lieberry. You got the memberberry. The boysenberry, the strawberry, the blackberry, the blueberry. The boysenberry. Loganberry, Mulberry, Frankenberry, Blueberry, Langenberry, yeah, I was saying that no-can X of yours with that crappy stuff in storage. Surprised you didn't light fire to that mess. That no-can boyfriend of yours. That's what my grandmother was. It's a no-can. Get rid of that no count. Yeah, I think you got the wrong Dave. I don't know. Our Glasgow Dave is a really nice guy. All right, let's pass back into the hood. Because you've been coming in here for years, that's why, and I've saw you go live before in Scotland. You have several different accounts. Hey, Nino. The cats will be good and hungry. The cat lady will be showing up in a half hour. Not many people at Metote today. Yeah, I can't do anything about the signal right now. This is a very dangerous time of the day where the sun's right in my eyes here. It's very easy to flatten somebody. Our other trash can out. Ooh. No more truck. Bye-bye truck. Bye-bye truck. Let's get our last can out of here. Paul Harvey, news and commentary. Oh, brother. Oh, man. All right. Paul Harvey, news and commentary, brought to you by True Value Hardware. In every neighborhood, you'll find a True Value man. Now, Paul Harvey News. Hello, Americans. Stand by for news. Oh, jeez. Gotta have an iron grill in the front. Somebody might stick a gun to your head. Do 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 do. Oh no! Here's some I want to see. Oh yes, there's Rosie. I want you to be first in tonight. Yay! Oh boy, are you gonna be surprised? You're gonna hate me. Yes. Alrighty. That right up on the table. The horror. The horror, the horror. Okay. Where's Rosie? Oh, I hope you're first today. Oh. Magic. I don't know who the hell you are. Who are you? I don't know who the hell you are. Ooh. Oh, Simba. I didn't notice till the 3 legs. Man, we got about a half hour till showtime. It's showtime. Showtime, gents. So fresh you could slap it. guys got to stand by. Tiger, I wouldn't mind if you got shipped off tonight too. That would suit me just fine. Just fine. Just breathe. We're like cars on the cable. Ding. I love Windows XP. Don't you guys? AI makes cyber threats smarter than ever. I know it does. I know it does. If only we could make people smarter. It's all hungry. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Yeah, poor Bill Belichick. He got a rude awakening. Okay, we're just waiting on the cat lady now. We got all of these doggone yellow jackets around. Magic. Hey, Magic. Yellow jackets. Magic. Magic. Hey, you such a good kid, huh? You're kind of rough for her. You're kind of handsome. I don't know. I don't really know. Make people. Yeah, if we could only make people smarter. Yeah, that would be good enough. Yeah, picking up the 2 small cats is going to be easy. I seen on the Santa Rosa news that people are losing their car wheels and rims through thrift. You know what, Nino? There's not going to be high demand for mine, but if you're one of those people that has $1,000, $1,500 nice plated magnesium wheels, yeah, it could be a little problematic. They're getting rounded up to get snipped. That's what's going on. And I'm hoping Rosie and Magic are going to be one. The first batch. Rolling on a donut. Giving hugs and talking to one and treating people the way you want to be treated. Must you harass me every minute? Sit, Elmer. Man, we got bees everywhere. Get the hell out of here. Don't step on that one. Must you step on everything? Oh, wow. We got to get the little cats rounded up first. That's going to be no big deal. Oh, that's right. You like your peanuts. There you go. Get the hell out of here. Shadow's crazy about peanuts. Mm-hmm. Burn. We don't want Simba in there. At least the heat wave broke here. I finished all the work. I'll show you the workshop vid tomorrow. Or actually on Thursday. Trapping will be going off in about 25 minutes. Make sure, hold on a minute, don't be a pig, I'll take care of you. There you go. Man, P-I-G pig. Magic. Damn. Man, these bees are nuts. Yeah, Rosie and Magic, let's go. Let's go. I can see Magic's got a hell of a nutsack. Make sure we got no messages. It looks like we're okay. That's a shell, dope. That's a shell, dummy. Peanuts, I love them. You gonna go get snipped too, huh? Yeah, she said you're of snippable age. Wow, you've had your house broken in 3 times. Holy smokes. That's whiskey. You don't want to drink that. Look at Simba's already in the feeding chamber. Ready to go. What do you got on your eye? This cat is very easy going. He doesn't like to be pawed too much. Hey Ronnie, how are you? Mixed with all the, the woman doesn't want to see beer cans all over the place. So I had to clean the joint up a little bit today. Boy, you're smart. More peanuts. Get that bee. Get that bee. I don't know where all the hell all these bees came from. Magic and Rosie. I see Tiger. Let's see who makes it out on the first wave. What do you mean, are they allowed to have water? They have fresh water every day here. This woman that's coming is a pro. She's done this for years, so no cats are ever harmed in the making of this. Beer cans all over the place. Yeah. I'm afraid we already left a lousy first impression. She already met Blackbird now, and that was an eye-opener. This crew is definitely cat lovers. Hey, how you doing, Doreen? I don't know. There's water in the bowl all day, so I'm not sure what their protocol is. But they know what they're doing. Magic! Magic! What are you doing? Huh? You gotta wait a bit. Huh? I want to keep an eye out for Rosie. Rosie the Hedgehog. Simba's already in the cage. You're the wrong one in there, Simba. Yeah, we're going to be really careful who's in first. Oh man, you had another repair? Wow, Nino. Oh, they're two different people. Okay, thank you, Shimei. I thought they were the same. Apologies to Glasgow Gangster. Yeah, what was wrong with the van? You gonna eat good tonight? Maybe, I don't know. What you doing, Magic? We're gonna get the two little brutes. Hooked up a DC charger, then made a loose brass drum. Wait, that's not bad. No, I never made homemade root beer. We're gonna get the cans ready. There's Rosie. Just so nobody goes anywhere. Y'all be cool. Oh, man. You are going to eat very well tonight. Yes, you are. Very well tonight. Be out of here. Wow. Yeah, I didn't want him to go too far. Now, I don't know why Amanda hug and kiss. I don't get that. What's wrong with Dave? Where's Rosie? I don't want to lose Rosie on my radar screen. There's Rosie. Ain't going anywhere. You gonna be first in tonight. Yeah. It goes, wow, it goes way back, really? Wow. How can anybody not like Amanda hug and kiss? She's like part of the program. Don't knock over my brew. Cat called Ming Lee. Ming Lee. Ming Lee. Ming Lee. Ming Lee. AKA Lily. That was my dentist name before she got murdered in Oakland. Torland. You would know. Oh, Dave was he asked a billion questions. Okay. I get it. Dorland's going to be happy when she sees the workshop. This is Busch Light beer. Thank you, John. There we go, John Bradford, consistent and wonderful supporter on the channel. Thank you. We got T-minus 10 minutes. Chili. I think we're going to have some spaghetti, some Italian tonight. It's going to be a little longer night than usual. Please hit the thumbs up button. Wow, that's my grandson's name, Michael. Wow. Where's that dog? Thank you, John. We're going to get the two little ones rounded up first. It's going to be a roundup. They're very small. That carrier is very big. Nope, not yet. Shit, there's beer cans rolling around on the sidewalk. Holy smokes. Wow. Hey, how you doing, Linda? How are you? Come on in.
I just got back from Denver.
Oh, wow.
Well, not just, that was yesterday.
You want a bottle of water or a Coca-Cola or a beer?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well,
There's all the kitties.
yeah, they know it's feeding time.
Okay.
So,
So, do we wanna,
I could grab the little ones first if
okay,
you want.
let me get a carrier to put 'em
Okay,
in.
I got one carrier here, so
Where's that?
right here.
Oh, that would be perfect. Okay. So,
Yeah, they just got a little bit skittish here. There's one of them. There's one down.
okay.
Very easy. I can.
How many more kitties?
One more kitty that we can grab easily.
Oh, the black and white
Yeah,
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just a little skittish about you being here. But
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll disappear and then we'll
Okay.
put them in my car when you get that second one.
Okay. Do you have that carrier? I'll put it in.
You can put it in with its friend.
Are you sure?
afraid-
He might hop out. I don't know.
Okay, let me get the other one.
Here's number 2 nabbed. Number 2. Here's number 2.
I would really like them in together, but here you go. German mouth.
Yeah. He's a good socializer. All right. Now I guess if we set the other one, I'll bring this one out to you.
Okay.
How was Denver?
Oh, it's nice. Not hot at all.
Oh, that's nice. Beautiful. What part of Denver?
You know Denver?
Yes, very well. Grand Junction all the way to the mountains in the east. Yeah. Got 2 down. Man, they hightailed it out of here, didn't they? Wowee.
Okay, so
Yeah, we have to
is
set.
there wire on these?
Yeah, you put some wire.
So do you have pliers I can take it
I
off?
do. Let me go grab them.
Okay.
Yeah, they took off. Let me go grab the pliers. There's always a car horn going off here. Yeah, Denver's a big city now.
Okay. So.
We could sit this up higher.
That's true. It's this guy, that hook. All right. So it's hooked up. I want to tap the plate and see if it goes down because it looks like it might be like I need a pole to reach in there. See what I mean? I got to reach way back here.
Oh, let me see if I have a little hole
Could be
here.
anything. Ah, there we go. Oh, not enough room.
Well, I can push down to the front.
Yeah, yeah. Just kind of tap in the middle. Yeah, see, doesn't move. You can't have that. Yeah, let's
Clear it out.
mhm.
It's not even connected to that bridge.
Okay. Oh, it's not?
No,
Ah,
that's a drop.
right. Okay. So this trap is not going to work. Let's just focus on the other one. But
This one's open at both ends. I can probably run this one. This is the one that's open at both ends here.
okay. We have wire on it? Yeah. Did I wire it? Yeah, right here. Let's take that off. Oh, and okay, could you, that's good. Could you put some food there?
Yeah.
And then I'll set it. Just like that.
They put a can of food.
Okay, perfect. That goes there. Turn it around.
don't have to.
Like the yellow jackets for it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave this here and keep feeding in it.
Okay. This one just needs to be connected through that, I guess.
I mean, but they marked it here, if the got felines, this trap is for it's only for the cats to recover, and we're not supposed to truly be using it as a trap. And I guess I gave it to you because we could just leave it open like that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, so I'll disappear,
All right.
and when the cat goes in there,
Okay.
please throw this.
Should be pretty fast.
Yeah, please throw this over
Okay.
the trap so it doesn't bang around and hurt itself.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Sure you don't want a bottled water or a Coke or something?
No, I got one in my car.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay, trapping 101 here. We got the two little ones already. That was easy pickings on them. I'm taking a look around and see. All right, who's here? We have to get the tracking now. Not you, Simba. Magic! 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 We have to keep Magic out of here. Alright, we gotta keep Magic out. This is like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Magic! Alright, there goes Magic. There goes Magic. Checking the food out. There it is. I gotta go in the cage. I gotta go in the cage. Or here comes Rosie, even better. No, that's Skywalker. Alright, there we go. We're almost at the entry. There we go. Of course, the thing's not going down. I think it's forward enough. I don't know. I don't think it's forward enough. I don't know. Magic. There goes Skywalker. There goes Skywalker. Okay, well, that's we got Skywalker. There we go. Not a first choice, but that's it. You gotta get fixed up. You gotta get fixed up. Skywalker's still eating in there. Skywalker's still eating in there. Oh, poor Skywalker. Skywalker, me boy. My boy. My boy. My boy. Alright, we gotta open this up for general feeding. How in the hell this thing works? I don't know. Happens on this. I don't know. I don't know. That thing has to be connected down there. But, we have to wire this baby up. Bye-bye, Skywalker. First big boy. I don't know where the hell the wire went. Let's see. What did we do with the wire? Took that wire right off of it. All right, we'll use the lineman's dikes. We'll tie it up. Okay. Oh, Rosie, I wish it was you. Ooh, how I wish it was you. Oh, how I wish it was you. 'Cause I'm not really crazy about you. Okay, there we go. All right. Continue feeding operations. Here. Okay. Where did all the cardboard go? Where's the cardboard? Did you take it all? Continue feeding operations. That went really, really well. It's a shame we didn't have a second trap. What? The bees are going nuts here. All right. Okay. Success. Ooh. Success. Oh boy. Yeah, 1 adult and 2 kittens tonight. Because the other trap doesn't function correctly. But the cats aren't too freaked out about it, so it's okay. It worked out really well. They don't really care about the trap at all. And by the time Skywalker got to the car, he was already eating out of the can of food. Simba! We couldn't get, because Skywalker was the first one that went in. Tiger's very wily. He's been around a while. He knows something's up. And the young ones, as long as you're feeding them, they could care. The other ones, they don't care. I don't know when they're going to return. She's going to return. Yeah, Skywalker's a male. Yep. Most of these are males. Rosie's a female in there. Oh, I wish I could have gotten that one. Oh, man. But they're comfortable with the trap, so they don't really care. Yeah, they're already there. They don't really care. They're used to the traps. It went so fast they don't even associate it with Skywalker being catnapped. Oh, what happened to Skywalker? I don't know. Who cares? It's dinner time. Baby Socks will be a Baby Socks will get the time. I'll just have to monitor very closely with the Karl Marx's cats very carefully. So, yeah, I wish I could just pull that trap door. Bam, right there, right now. She would be so happy to hear. Oh, yeah. But she'll be easy to get. No, I can get, if Simba's in, I can reset it. It's not even set right now, it didn't. She gave me a non-functioning trap there. So, that one worked beautifully though. So we got 3 down, 6 to go, which is pretty good. How are you getting a functioning trap? What does that mean, Buttercup, baby? What does that mean? Yeah, good job for a good start. It's wonderful. Cats continue to eat. They get all used to the traps. I don't know when I'll get another functioning. Whenever she might bring one tomorrow. We got 3 cats underway. That's a good thing. Yeah, thank you, Angus Kisses. Yeah, they'll bring another trap. Not tonight. This is a longer term project here. Magic! Magic! Ooh, I wish I could get that door down. You better believe it, but Yeah, it's over for tonight. That's all right. We keep them used to the feeding there, and they're all happy. Rosie and Magic will go on the next batch. Trust. They will be the next batch. She just got in from Denver, so I can't stress her. I'd love to drop that and say, Linda, I got another one here. I got the worst one of all. I got the most terriblest one. The meaner than hell. Oh, what a treat it's going to be when that door goes down on Rosie. How they wildcats from chewing stitches, they can't reach them. Anyway, it was a very successful first effort. The traps worked very well. That's good. So Rosie's going to sit in there to block the other cats now. Going to block the other ones. Yeah, the kittens, she looked at the kitten and said they're definitely old enough. They're 4 months old. Oh man, Margaret Sanger would be happy. Not my problem, June. They're not my cats. Look at how Rosie's just going to sit in there till the cows come home. Yeah, they're not really in the season. That would be like springtime. Oh, we're leaving now. Oh, goody. Sort of. No, I'm not a big cat person either. Yep, next time, Rosie, you take the big ride, babe. The big ride. And there goes Magic. And there's three-legged Simba. Yeah, you got to be patient. It'll get done. I wish we had more traps, but there's a lot going on around here. I'd hit Rosie with a tranquilizer. Yeah, the heat wave broke. It's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, I'm going to go dump this can. I'll be back in a second. Tiger's out front. He's like, I know what's going on. I'm not as dumb as I look. I'm not as dumb as I look. Tiger is smart. Smart. There goes Magic. Oh boy. Oh. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah, this was a very successful operation for starters. Bees don't like it when it's windy. If you had a string around, yeah, I could yank it, but I'll run with the program. It's all good. Next time I know who I'll get. I don't know when she'll bring it. She might bring more traps tomorrow. I don't know. People get their animals fixed. Who's saying they don't get them fixed? Yeah, this worked well. The Magic, Rosie, and Tiger will be easy. The tough ones are going to be Karl Marx and that crew. I'm going to have to super feed the other ones first before I set the trap. And then the other ones come in late at night. Bam! I don't see anybody that's really worried. There's Tiger. Tiger! Looking around like, is she gone? The Wicked Witch of the West? Dun, 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 dun. Who killed my sister? The Wicked Witch of the East. Was it you? Well... yeah, Baby Socks comes in later. Ooh, that would be a prime catch. Ooh. Ooh, that would be like the equivalent of a 25,000 point buck. That would be like a 25,000 point buck. To see that cat in that cage would be great. Even better would be that head mounted on a wall. Oh, shit. That head mounted up on a wall. Toward like big game hunting. Isn't that great? Yeah, we're gonna knock one of them out here, Rosie. We got three of them. We got Karl Marx, Rosie, and Baby Socks would be a great catch. Oh, that would be such a good catch. There's Tiger's looking like, I don't know. There's Tiger's over there looking like, it's kind of a weird day today. Something's missing around here. Where's Skywalker? Got absorbed into space. Do 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 do, bum 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 bum. Yeah, that's all right. Do 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 do. Tiger's like, I'm hungry, but I don't know. I don't like this show. Cats are disappearing out of here. Tiger! Tiger! Sky, Magic. Magic. Magic's like, where did the little brats go? It's like it was really weird. The little brats just went. Nobody even noticed. They just took them right out. Hey, Cobra John. Trap got destroyed. Well, here comes magic. It's a be magic. Magic's like, I'll have a go at it. Magic's got the big nuts. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna pay $25 a cat. You don't have to pay, but I would like to support the organization, so. Oh, brother. Get the hell out of here. I love that. Boy, it's feisty, Sig. Let me tell you. That thing is a barn burner, dude. That thing rules the roost here. Rules the roost. Yeah, these cats don't really hiss too much. They growl. I wish he'd given me brought a functional trap. Could have been very easy. Yeah, these aren't really hissers, they're pissers. But she's happy. 3 makes a significant dent in the population. Tiger's a little worried. Tiger's a little worried. I told you, June, to get a Jewish lawyer. I told you day one. Yeah, thank you guys. Please hit the thumbs up button. It's appreciated. We're way under tonight in thumbs up. Thank you. I think we've earned a second beer tonight. I only had one last night. I had to go surrender the truck at 10 p.m. That's gone. That's a shame. Skywalker would have been a good breeder. There you go, John. Yeah, June, you just need to have good... You don't ever know in an accident. I mean, I'm not berating you because I love you, but I'm just saying, you know, down the pike, you never know what's going to happen. You know, what kind of complications, like a headache or some kind of front orbital injury on your head. The insurance company just wants that case closed. I'm going to put some more food into the trap. Here comes Tiger. Don't forget to feed me. And there's Rosie. You already ate, Rosie. You're such a pig. Are you going in again? Wow, Good night, Alan. Yeah, insurance companies don't give a shit. Their job, their adjuster's job is to get that baby closed ASAP. You get Frankel, Leibowitz, and Lipschitz, yeah, you're in high cotton. Not that you want to rip anybody off, but it's just kind of the way it is. So I have to say the trapping thing is really good here. And that's going to work really well with the cats. This baby's got about 3 more days and it's going to be split to hell up here. Yeah, everybody except these 3 will go. And that'll be 2 males and 1 female. That'll take out most of the breeding stock here. That thing just didn't stop it. I guess it did. Son of a gun. Yeah, imagine if I could pull that thing with Rosie in there. Boy, I would be cheering and jumping around the hood. Yay! Yay! Oh, that would be so good. Oh, man. Hey, Supernova. I had to restart the computer. I don't know if this stupid thing comes out. Magic! Magic! Ooh. What a day. What a day. Oh, it was good to hear that trap door go down, that trap go down for the first time. Bam. Simba. Simba. It's so peaceful to watch cats. It's so peaceable. Even Carrie class is calm. Back on the big screen. Kitty by the tree digging is Tiger, the senior partner here. Notice the senior partner lays back, checks out the junior partners. That's Tiger. Tiger's got one thought in mind. There's some cats that aren't here that should be here. Where's my buddy Skywalker? And it looks like the two little black cats got absorbed into outer space or something. It happened so fast they didn't even know what the hell happened. They didn't even know what the hell happened. It happened so fast. It was like it was absorbed into outer space. It just got sucked right into outer space before they even knew what the hell happened. That's what Tiger's sitting over there counting. He's one paw, two paw, three paw. We're a few paws short here tonight. Ooh. Yeah, Tiger Leibowitz, that's it. Tiger Leibowitz. What a great name. I thought Fanny Kaplan was a good name. Tiger Leibowitz sounds like, starting right guard. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to believe the video for the Rancho. We're moving ahead here. I'm really happy. Bird did a really nice job cleaning. His shine jack is all airing out. Here comes Tiger. Tiger's doing another cat count. Tiger! Tiger knows something is amiss. Something is amiss. Tiger can't quite put the paw on it though. Something's a little too quiet around here. A little too quiet. A little too quiet. Tiger knows something happened, but Tiger can't quite put the paw on what happened. It's like something changed around. There's something going on around here. There's a cage with a cat over there. And two little kittens disappeared. And our buddy Skywalker, he's gone. Oh, that's nice. It's a lot to take care of, Supernova. Let me tell you, honey. Yeah, Tiger's like there's something going on around here, and I don't quite know what the heck it is, and I'm not really liking it. Something is happening with Tiger. Magic. There goes Rosie from feeding number 2. Night, Lisa. She said, oh, that's a big cat, Skywalker. I said, that cat's not even fully grown yet. I said, that shadow's gonna really be a big one. Big cat. Big cat. There's a man with a gun over here, and he's got a cat in a cage over there. Stop, cats. What's that sound? That's the sound of the cage door going down, dude. I don't know what's for dinner. I feel like something Italian tonight. Da, 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 do, do. Da, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ba, 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 ba. Used to be Magic. Magic's a big cat. Big, robust cat. He's going to hit that pad and boom. Put more on the Chargers. No, I don't think so. Chargers always find a way to F up. Sorry, I can't go with the Chargers. They're one of those heartbreak teams that just brings down a ton of money. Oh, boy. What's that sound? That's the cage door going down to Simba. Simba's like, where are the little cats? They were such a pain in the ass. And they went up to outer space. Simba. Simba's missing a leg. It's like a Civil War veteran coming home. Making a great sauce. What's the swiper? There's a cat with a gun over there, and a cage door open over there. Pull that trigger, shot that cat. Do 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 do. Oh, I don't know. That cat, Rosie, already had 2 feedings tonight. Wow. Already had 2 feedings. Do, 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 do. Look at Magic's looking like, wow, how much you want to eat, Simba? Magic! Magic's like, I'm too boss to cat to be looking at you. You're a nobody. Dooby 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 boo dooby 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 dooby. You look sharp. The cage door closed hard. Doo doo. Now you're getting fixed. Magic. Yeah, that's the first time the little cats. Yeah. Well, that and Baby Socks, they're meaner than hell, those two. It'd be a tough contest. It'd be a hard decision to say who's the meaner one. Really hard to say. That Baby Socks is meaner than hell, man. Magic! Magic! They're like, Blackbird disappeared into space. The little black cats are gone. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, sweetie. $10 Canadian. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that, honey. Yeah, it's beautiful tonight. It's probably about, I would say 69, 72 degrees right now. We finally snapped that heat wave. The woman kind of looked around at the place like, holy. There's a man with a cat over here. And a woman with a... Boy, when that woman came, these cats just took off. They're like, we don't even know you. And now you've taken our pals to outer space. We don't know where the hell they are. Bring them back. The little ones disappeared so fast, nobody even had an idea what was going on. Didn't even know what was happening. It happened so fast. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, sweetie. I think tomorrow night we'll go down to Hen House. We'll have an ale. As much as I dislike ale, Trotsky was a boss. Trotsky was he was handsome. Now we got Skywalkers getting fixed up. That would have been a good cat for breeding. That's a best in show right there. And Skywalker didn't even know how handsome he was. He was like the Clark Gable of the crew. Skywalker's the handsomest one. He's very robust, very thick chest, very he has perfect deportment walking around. It's like he's royalty. Perfect confirmation. Perfectly. No, he was just he was the hungriest. No insulting Skywalker. He's the best. He's the nicest. He claws a little bit, but it's in a friendly way. Yeah, he's like a year old, year and a half. He was the greatest generation. There's Tiger down there just kind of monitoring. There's Tiger. Tiger! Tiger's still trying to do the math's not mathing around here tonight. That's the problem. The math is not mathing. Like, what the heck went on? I'm doing the math. I'm counting on 2 paws. The math is not mathing, Kelly. That's what's going through Tiger's little pea brain there. He's like, the math is not mathing. There's some cats missing tonight. Blackbird's gone. Now 2 little cats are gone. Tiger's like, I don't like the trend of what's going on around here. It's a little worrisome. Hey, Judy. Yeah, Trotsky was top flight. But Skywalker's, he's a good one. And Shadow, he's a cool one. Stop, children, cats, what's that sound? Another trapdoor going down. Ooh. Tiger's just trying to figure, Tiger is not himself tonight. Usually Tiger's laying up here, but he's kind of pining away down there. He's looking a little bit up in the sky, and he's trying to figure out if he's next or who's next or what the hell is going on. I'm just trying to figure stuff out, but the math is not mathing tonight. The math is not mathing. Tiger confuses everybody because Tiger marches to the beat of his own drum. We don't know where the hell he came from. Somebody moved out here about 3 years ago and they just left Tiger behind. And then Tiger went home shopping. Right, like the home shopping network. He tried this place out. He tried that place. You know, I don't understand what these people are saying. No habla español. And he came over here, and it was like a perfect fit. And he said, okay, this is it. It's like when Young saw the Salt Lake. This is it. This is the place. That's it. Brigham Young stood atop that Wasatch Mountain Pass and said, this is the place. That's it. Said, I think I could like it here. I don't know these people. They're kind of freaks and everything. They drink a lot. They're loud. But the food is good. And we get fed on the regular. That's it. That's it. So he's trying to figure it out tonight. Whereas Magic and Simba have a little bit lower IQ. Magic's all about the belly. So we're bringing law and order here. Simba. Simba. Simba's like, I don't trust you. When you're around, shit just disappears around here. It's not a good feeling. Like, where are those little black cats? They just like, it was like a magic trick. They were here and then they were gone. That happened so fast. One went into the cage, boom. Then the other one, oh, here he is, here she is, or whatever. That was it. That expression, never knew would hit you. That was it. Tiger's still looking around. He's like, is that lady still here? Well, look who it is. See, Tiger's smart. He's cautious. He's got his ears. He's like, I'm going to look around a little bit. Where is the little annoying black cat? The other little annoying cat? I'm going to scope it out a little bit. Oh, Tiger will be there. Where there's food, there's Tiger. It's not a mutually exclusive relationship. All right. Magic's like, I think I had enough. I'm going to go take a dump. That's it. I didn't have any shenanigans with the cage. It was okay. Everything worked out all right. There's Simba back in again. We're going to do some preening now. There's Tiger's like, give a tiger a chance over here. Near Parkersburg, this couple is trapping and fixing it, but people still drop more off. Oh, well. Yeah, that's a shame, Buttercup baby. I like Parkersburg. Program for progress. Nice town. I like Paw too. No fire detector. Oh, I could go for a tuna casserole tonight, June. I'd go out and get tuna helper, but I had a couple beers. And I have one ironclad rule, 1 beer limit, that's it. There's a cat with a cage over here. And Magic's preening himself over there. Magic! 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 Come on. Magic. You're a little rougher, but you're a pretty good looking cat. Yes, you are. Magic, what are you doing, huh? Yeah. Yeah. You're a little irritated tonight. That tail's really swishing, isn't it? You're like a little bobcat, aren't you? That's it. Yeah. That's West Virginia University. Mountaineers, baby. Oh, great. You may know. Do you think the ones that come at night now, they may have a... No, I don't think so. I saw them here. They're always here at night. They're just super skittish, so they'll be ones that I'll be happy to get fixed. And we get Karl Marx, that'll be the cherry on top of the whole deal. Thank you, June. Thank you very much, June. Hey, Jen, how are you? Thank you, sweetie. Good luck with your neurologist. Oh, man, that sun has already dipped. Oh. Tiger. Who's that? Magic. Hey, Magic. You're a nice cat, too. You got to get those big nuts taken down. You're a nice cat. Yes, you are. Yeah. You're a nice kitty. No, the food bowl has had a second filling tonight. It'll have a third one, too. Yeah, the black cat's huge. He's a big one. It's like, I wonder what it means when cats nip you a little bit. Are they happy? Or they want more of what you're doing? Oh boy. He likes to nip. Come on. Wow. What are you doing? We need to get a brush for you. Yes, we need your buddy, your arch enemy, Skywalker's out of action tonight. Yeah, they nip you. I guess they like you or something. They're just playing around. Unless it's early rabies or something. In which case, we got a bit of a problem. There's a man with something over here and a cat in a cage over there. Stop chilling. What's that sound? Another cage door going down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, they didn't even know what happened to the little cats, right? It's like all of a sudden they were here and they're gone. They were here and they were gone. Do a little nip, yeah. Magic! Oh, Magic's a good boy. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Close that trap door. We got over here. Oh boy, who's that? Is that Rosie coming back for thirds? Look at that. Always hungry. Always hungry. Another night on the Rancho tonight, everybody. Another night on the Rancho. Cats really don't like the bees around. Magic. Yeah, the Rancho. What a great place to unwind and spend some time. Magic! What are you doing? Huh? Magic! What are you doing, huh? What are you doing, huh? You demand a lot of attention now. And you're happy because your arch enemy's out getting his balls cut off, right? Well, I got a news flash for you. You ain't far behind, babe. You're like a mini Lion King. When are we going back to Sebastopol? Yeah, Magic's got a big nutsack. Yeah, I'm not sure when we're going back. Maybe we'll go over tomorrow night. Oh boy. Oh, you like my commentary there. You don't like when I go into the when I go into the spiritual and you're like, no, I like that best. You went to SMU, you know what I'm talking about. Who knows? Oh, wow. Well, maybe it was a wellness visit or something, Doreen. Yeah, thank you, Jen. I got another video. It'll be coming up Thursday. I'm going to go down and see the boss and Janet, so I'm going to roll a video in the morning because I'm not sure if I'll be live in the evening. Well, welcome back home, back cheesecake. 3 of them were extracted and removed from the Rancho for neutering and or spaying tonight. Simba! Simba used to be so friendly. Look at him now, all proud with 3 legs. Look at that, all proud. Look at him there. There he goes. Simba! And there's, who in the hell's in there now? She's got good taste in beer anyway. There's a man with a beer over here and a cat in a cage over there. Those cats are so used to being fed in that cage. We just have to get the traps out front. We can't have the woman back here. Yeah, everybody has warrants. I found you in the Heineken. Oh man, I don't know. All right, guys. Well, look, that's going to do it for me tonight. What a great stream tonight. Thank you very much for everybody to stop by. Thank you to my moderators, Ronnie and Shimei. Dory Lynn, good to see you tonight. You're going to be happy on Thursday morning. You see that. Thank you, John and Kelly, for the support. I appreciate it very, very much. And also for June, thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, we're not that far from 100. It would really be nice. Thank you very much, everybody.